afternoon, everyone. Virgo here. It is June 10th, 2019. I wasn't going to make this video, and the main reason I wasn't going to make this video is because, personally, I feel that the person who chose to make this terrible video about Penny Metheny is completely irrelevant in the grand scheme of what we're doing. The grouping of people that we have together on the Virgo Triad channel, Van Balen, Degeneration Nation, Scam Stingers and Scam Stingers 2, and many, many more channels, are a wonderful group of people. But because this attacked someone that I care about, and because this is something that is continuing on as a smear campaign against the Virgo Triad channel, and because this is something that actually could have affected the GoFundMe account that Penny so desperately needed, I'm going to address this. This video that you are looking at is a video that was put up by Harvey Dent Fact Finder channel day before yesterday, right after I put up the information on the GoFundMe for Penny. If you look at this video, you will see that the title itself is terrible. This is a video that claims that Penny is a scammer, that I am a scammer, and it also claims that Penny is a man. The fact that a person would do something so terrible and despicable to someone who had been a victim and whose family has been a victim of such a heinous crime already speaks to the type of individual that we're dealing with here. It didn't stop with this video. The attempt to try to take down the GoFundMe or to take down people who would consider giving to the GoFundMe continued on through the weekend and spread out over other channels. I'm going to take you over now to Van Balen's mirrored video, where we put up videos on all of our channels in order to try to help Penny. I'd like for you to take a look at some of these comments. So here you can see that Degeneration Nation puts a comment up saying that Harvey Dent had made a video calling Virgo and this woman a scam artist, not to mention trans. And then you will see that there is a comment by someone by the name of Philly Love, who claims Virgo Triad is a bit scammy, always begging for cash. She had over a dozen GoFundMes. Give me money so others don't trick you into giving money. She also is very biased. She claimed in a video Moors are far-right white nationalists group. The Moors as white nationalists, laugh out loud. First of all, that never happened. I never made that claim whatsoever, which you guys that watch my show know. But let's talk about the GoFundMe thing. So evidently this person has a problem with actual research, or maybe is just trying to do a smear campaign, kind of like our friend Mr. Harvey Dent. If you take a look at my profile here, which will be linked in the description of this video for everybody to look at, you'll see that only 2 campaigns have ever been started by Virgo Triad, and that is Penny's and mine for the website. The website is for everyone. I'm one of the few channels that doesn't even have a Patreon account. So I would like for you guys to really pay attention to what happens when you actually search GoFundMe. So if you type in Virgo Triad, The search engine is set up so that it will pull up anything that has the word Virgo or triad in it, or anything even close, and you come up with 17 results. The first two, of course, are at the top of the list because they both have Virgo triad in them. But then you'll notice that there are these others. Some of them are in the UK, others of them are actually in the United States, none of which have anything to do with me. You will notice that a good majority of these actually don't even have Virgo in the name or in the subsection of the information. Ashley Sanders from Brooklyn, New York, has absolutely nothing at all to do with Virgo or triad. But if you keep searching, you will find that a few of these, for example, this first one directly after my two, has the last name on there as Virgo. Adrian Virgo from Red Oak, Texas. You will notice that mine all say Virgo Triad, Riverside, California. I'll take you back over here to the information from, whoops, let's try getting to the right place. From my information, the information that's over here on Van Balen. In order to try to stop people from giving to Penny what she needed, this Philly Love posted as many times as they could get away with. I wonder who this person might be. Van, if you're wondering why you got the downvotes, it's because many of us think that Triad is a scammer on a higher level than your average sovereign citizen. She had many GoFundMes, over 13 at this point. That's not true. She always puts them in her name. There are 2 in my name. Not the people who she claims are going to get the funds. Well, for those of you that haven't figured it out, the reason why Penny's GoFundMe was in my name is because I did this for Penny because Penny wouldn't do it for herself. Not to mention the fact that Penny is not all that computer literate, and I happen to be. There is never a follow-up afterwards showing how money has been spent or where it's gone. That would be because the only other GoFundMes that I've promoted, I've had nothing to do with. I've simply promoted them for other people who have asked me to. Like in this video, she never proves she has a relationship with this person. She actually admits she doesn't have a personal relationship with the person and solely met them over the internet. What makes this a scam is the fact that Triad made the GoFundMe in her name while representing someone else. It makes far more sense for the other person to make it in their name and for Triad to promote it. I'm sorry that I didn't go to Philly Love, the GoFundMe specialist, but in case you didn't know, GoFundMe provides you with a way to do an escrow account. An escrow account that allows you to collect for another party that either isn't capable of doing it themselves for one reason or another. They could be in the hospital. They may be somebody that actually is in the process of grieving 7 family members. So donate to the GoFundMe and it will go directly into Triad's pockets. She will give you no update on what happens with the funds, and it's up to you to trust her to give it to the other lady. Scam. Here we go with a second one. Another Triad scam. Another one, you guys. I mean, GoFundMe. What is this about? Her 13th fundraiser? She showed no proof she has a relationship with the victim. Yet, she's in control of the GoFundMe, not the other lady. That's a huge red flag. When people start doing GoFundMe for other people they don't have any personal relationship with, it's a scam. There is no reason for Triad to have control over the GoFundMe. Explain that part for me. Why is the GoFundMe in Triad's name? This has every red flag of a scam, yet you post it on a channel meant against scams. I don't think I really need to go any further with this. It's very obvious who this is, and it's very obvious what kind of smear campaign they're on. Here's another one. I would assume probably from the same person. Sounds like just another scam. I don't believe anything this gay guy with the phony name Virgo triad says. If he wants to fund this woman so bad, let him do it. So you can see where we're at with this, and here's maybe the reason why. Somebody is butthurt, and the reason why they're hurt is because I've exposed every nasty little scam that they've ever done, with the exception of their new one, where they're ripping off Amazon with Federal Reserve Bank credit union routing numbers. Nope, I haven't addressed that one yet. I'm going to let law enforcement do it. But let's take a walk on the wild side with Mr. Harvey Dent, and let's talk about some of the things that I've captured along the way. Harvey and his friends and trolls like to talk about the fact that I supposedly have 13 accounts on GoFundMe, which is not true, as I just showed you. And if you research yourself, you will see that's true. But he's already cashed in. Got $5,000 from his GoFundMe, more than you'll ever see. And you'll notice this is on his personal account, which had his full last name, and you can see that this is his picture. Let's take a look further at some of the comments that Harvey's made. Harvey knows that there's no secret accounts. Harvey sits back and laughs at those that pay him for information on how to defraud Amazon and the Federal Reserve Credit Union and anybody else that he can get money from. He charges $65 in his Patreon account for every video that he puts up on there. Just go look for it. You'll see. Harvey Dent. Hey, Heidi, there are no accounts. You know where I got my money? $5,000 from the family GoFundMe, $6,000 from YouTube ad revenue, and $10,000 from t-shirt sales. Thanks. Harvey knows that what he spews is BS. The reason he does it is because he makes money off of it. He makes money through monetizing, which most of us do, because it costs us to run the internet and it takes time for us to make videos. A lot of people also have Patreon accounts up, just like Harvey does. I don't happen to have one, but Scam Stingers does, and so does Van. Patreon accounts are for people who are creative types that make videos of quality content. But most people will allow you to give $1 or $2 a month to support them if you find their content valuable. Let's take a look at what Harvey's Patreon account was when he had intellectual freedom movement going. I'm going to use Scam Stinger's platform in order to show you guys this because I don't have a Patreon account. Let's take a look. Here we go with the intellectual freedom movement. Of course, that's Harvey Dent's movement. 48 patrons, $65 per creation. That is what he was asking. This was prior to the YouTube account being terminated. Why was it terminated? It was terminated for violating community standards. He claims it was for bullying. Gee, I wonder how that could be. Harvey certainly wouldn't bully anyone, would he? As you've seen from what I've shown you, Harvey is a con artist. He admits to being a con artist. He admits that there are no secret accounts. And most of all, he admits that what he cares about is money. He cares about money, and he cares about doing as much damage to people who expose him and others like him as he possibly can get away with. And if, like Penny, you get in his way of his agenda, he will smear you along with the rest of us. Harvey Dent took a video of Miss Penny's off of her channel, sliced it up, and put it in this video so that he could show people what his idea of what a transgender man would look like. He made fun of her, disrespected her family, and called her a scammer. He took this very serious situation of the killings in Tennessee, where Penny lost 7 family members, and turned it into a mockery. Harvey Dent could care less about anything or anyone. What he cares about is himself, and the reason that he puts out information to smear others is because he wants you to go over and watch his videos. This way he gets more views, more monetization, and he feeds off of the drama that channel-to-channel arguments create. He used to play the game with a gentleman by the name of Mike when Mike was making videos and the whole TDA thing was going crazy. He used to play games like this with Moneyboy Films. All kinds of groups of individuals that he would have arguments with, most of them fake, including at one point going on April LeJeune's show. If you think they don't work together, you're wrong. They do. These alt-right con artists all work together. And if you take a look at BZ Rigger's channel, you will find that there is a video in there where Harvey is talking to Heather Ann Tucci. Harvey was also mentioned in the Heather Ann Tucci giraffe trial because it was Harvey Dent's false video about secret accounts that led Randall Keith Bean down the path of fraud, which has gotten him 13 years in prison. It's gotten Heather almost 5 years in prison. He ripped off a charity a year ago that gives shoes to needy children in California and had 1,000 people go in and do the same thing by donating with false secret accounts, in which then they had a bunch of bounced ACH electronic checks that went through that they ended up having to cover, and I was notified at that point that 13 pairs of shoes did not get given to children because of Harvey Dent's scam. Harvey Dent knows that there's no secret accounts. And Harvey knows that the only reason that people are able to order from Amazon with a false checking account is because Telecheck plays as a middleman. If you want to know more information about that, see my Telecheck video, and you'll understand that ACH is not an automatic withdrawal, and Telecheck is the middleman for Amazon. I wanted to inform everybody of this because it is so terrible what he did to Penny. The fact that he went on Van's channel and made comments in an attempt to try to stop people from donating. I mean, it's unbelievable that anybody would believe that somebody would put up a GoFundMe account for $500 and make it turn out to be some sort of con artist thing. $500 isn't worth getting caught over, Harvey. But your $5,000 that you admit to stealing is. Right? Isn't that true? Isn't that the way you feel about it? So God forbid I might actually be trying to help somebody. You have to not only try to claim that I mean, you can go after me all day long, but when you start going after people that are innocent, that's when Virgo is going to speak up every time. This is truly a sick individual. And quickly, I'm going to show you just how sick they actually really are. I want you to pay attention to the comment written under this video that is disgusting about Penny, where he states, "My, how quickly pieces of shit resort to scamming when they are hard-pressed due to developments that contradict what they swear is fact." Virgo Triad is, again, begging for money from her viewers. This time, it's someone whose story is not only questionable, but doesn't look like what they claim she is. It's hard to believe that anything that comes out of that discredited channel's videos, seriously, this is the same channel that swore that there were no secret accounts. Let's take a look at who's really begging for money. We are now over at Degeneration Nation's channel, an excellent channel, by the way. It's humorous and well put together, and I applaud him for building his audience as rapidly as he has. He's done an excellent job. Degeneration Nation did a very good video on Harvey Dent and his scam. And in this video, which I will link to the bottom of this, the description of this video so you guys can see it if you haven't already, he tells all of his followers that they've been using him this whole time. He's gotten nothing out of anything. Although, if you view what I just showed you guys, you will see $5,000 from the family GoFundMe, $6,000 from YouTube ad revenue, and $10,000 from t-shirt sales. That he's gotten plenty, because that's over $20,000. He wants his viewers, in order to get information on how to steal from Amazon, how to trick their ACH system at a very specific time in order to have their expedited shipping approved with their false secret account, okay? He wants them to either share with up to, let's see.
If the total shares pass this number in my head, as you can see, it's only 5 digits. And because I know most of you are patient, just like I am, I'll give it a week for you to reach that number.
But he didn't give it a week. He didn't give it a week. He gave it a couple of days, and then decided to start charging people $20 a piece for him to give them the information on how to defraud Amazon and the Federal Reserve Bank Credit Union, which, by the way, is just the credit union for Federal Reserve employees. The Federal Reserve Bank only services banks. The Federal Reserve Bank Credit Union services the Federal Reserve's employees. The truth about Harvey Dent's scam is that it's just a means to make $20 per person to get information that anybody who's got any knowledge of how ACH works and how telecheck works, it's just basically your timing. He also claims that in the event that you put in an incorrect account number in Amazon, that it will come up and claim that you've put in an incorrect account number. But the truth is that if you look back on my videos from a year and a half ago, you'll see even Amazon admits to the fact that they aren't able to verify account numbers, only routing numbers. In order to verify account numbers, they would have to have a real-time system, in which has not been put in place in the banking system as of yet, for when new people open up new accounts every second of the day. As a result of that, they can't verify accounts. So what they do is verify in 3 different ways. One is through telecheck's system, where telecheck says this person has or has not got a history of bad check writing. 2, they verify by the amount of digits that are in the account number. They have to have at least 5, and there needs to be a maximum amount of 16, but not over that amount. At least that's what it was a year and a half ago. It may be different now, but regardless, unless you enter in a number that has already been used for fraudulent means or has bounced checks, at that point, that's the third instance that Amazon will kick it out and claim you have an invalid account number. What happens at that point is that it's kept in the system until the evening batch comes out, where then those go in as a deposit. There is still a 24-hour waiting period, and that is the time frame that Harvey strikes. He tells his people to actually go in during that specific time frame and to choose expedited shipping so that the shipping can't be stopped and is done prior to the check actually coming back saying there is not a valid account. The only thing to stop it would be if Telecheck sees that the person actually doesn't have a good check writing history. But if they do have a good check writing history, or if the check writing history that they are able to locate in their system in order to approve the account actually is one that has not been used before, and it's a small enough amount, generally under $500, they will approve it. And if the check comes back as a not valid account, or if the check comes back as bounced, Telecheck is responsible for collecting it, which leaves Amazon paid. That is what they pay Telecheck the service for. That's what they pay them for, to ensure that they are not responsible should a check actually come back on a bad account or bounce. Harvey actually has received communications from Telecheck that let him know that there must have been a mistake made on the account that he put in, and that his Amazon account has been placed on hold. But he twists that and makes it sound like, oh, they're not stating the account isn't there, just that there must be some kind of a mistake. So therefore, a totally private and separate entity called Telecheck is now in on this government scam, along with everybody else. Only the craziest of conspiracists would actually believe this, but regardless, there are those on his channel that are following him that do. The whole point of me showing you this is to show you that it's actually Harvey that is constantly requesting money. Harvey begs for money like running water. And he always has. And as we see, as long as he continues his conspiracy theories, he'll get it too. $5,000 from the family GoFundMe, $6,000 from YouTube ad revenue, and $10,000 from t-shirt sales. This was last year. He's been desperately trying to find a hook for this year. He thinks he's found one. The only problem is, it's not working out as well for him. And unfortunately, those that have followed his advice and generously decided to give him this $20 in exchange for them having to sign a contract saying it's not his fault when they get their account shut down, nor is it his fault when they get slapped with some sort of a fine or end up having to talk to a police officer standing at their door because they've committed fraud. Not his problem. Those people are going to find out the hard way that what I'm saying is 100% true. But it's what I've been saying all along. Harvey likes to boast about supposedly debunking that, but the truth is he's just proving it further. See, to Harvey, as long as he's making money, he could care less because he knows there's always another fool around the corner. And he hates me for exposing that. What he hates even worse is the fact that I can ignore him the majority of the time. That drives him crazy, and he will amp up whatever it is he's doing to a ridiculous level. I personally find Harvey to be irrelevant, which is the reason why I didn't address this scam in the first place. But because he went after Penny, an innocent person a victim, and someone who's disabled and takes care of others that are disabled. I couldn't let this stand. The smear campaign that Harvey is on has done nothing but assist. The GoFundMe campaign for Penny is still rising. Harvey has done nothing but help. But he's tried to harm. This is despicable. And it's absolutely something that needs to stop. I'm going to say it one more time. Harvey Dent knows there are no secret accounts. And if you're willing to fall for his scam, then unfortunately, you deserve to. There's enough information out there that shows that Harvey is a fraud, a con artist, and he's done nothing but do damage to the people that he's given information to in the past, including sending 3 people to prison. I'm so sorry to Penny for having to go through this, and I'm very sorry to those of you that had to read those disgusting comments or see that disgusting video. This'll do it for me. Thank you to everyone for listening, and you all have a great day.